Welcome to the Tristar software video training series. This video will walk you through the first stage of setup criteria to get your program tailored to your business needs through our maintenance setup feature. If you're new to Tristar, please make sure you have watched this video before your first scheduled training session. Today in this session, we'll be going to maintain and setup and discussing the following items: company setup, email settings, job type, documents, and diligence phrases. So to begin, we'll start with company setup. If you signed up with Tristar software and you have one office location, we will call that branch the base branch, and that will be the single branch that you have. If you have more than one office location, please let your Tristar representative know so we can add those branches to your program. So to begin here, we'd like to update the base branch with your specific company settings. Your branch name is base. Your company information is your company name, indicating your street address, city, state, zip code, phone number, fax number, website address, company email address, and your tax ID number. This information is important as the first step of setting up your program so that we can get your forms, your work orders, and your invoices with the correct address and office information. When you're finished, you can set Done. Next, we'll go to Maintain, Setup, and Email Settings. This email setup is important to set up your email connection parameters so that once you go live, your auto email functionality will be streamlined and you will be receiving your clients will be receiving their auto email notifications based on their customer profile setup. So from here, you'll set up the send email from a local email connection and enter in all your email server parameters. From here, you'll need to test this setup until you get an email sent confirmation. If you have any trouble setting up your email server parameters, please contact Tristar Software Support. The next thing we'll talk about is job types. So under job type, your program will come with two job types, a process job type and a court job type. You can add, edit any of these job types. Just try to keep it simple. So for example, in this example, under process, we title the job type process. The category will be process. This will drive the form for your new order entry. The abbreviation will be whatever you want the job type to be called on your dashboard. Entering a new process order, if you have the client web portal set up, you could assign that a process order, and we'll hit OK. Court, same thing. So if we take a look at this one, we call this the number 2 in court. I place numbers in front of the job type titles to organize them based on the drop down. I'll show you what I mean in a second. The category will be a court form, and the abbreviation on the dashboard will be court. So now I have a process job and a court job. If I'd like to add a third job type, perhaps you do messenger or courier work, I'll call that messenger. I'll place it third in the drop-down category. This time I'm going to assign it to a messenger format. And I'll call that messenger. I could call this courier, I could call it delivery, whatever your business calls it. And I'm going to assign this, if I have the client web portal module, to a delivery order. Now I have 3 job types: process, court, and messenger. Back to maintain, we'll now go into setup and documents. So your program comes with a large list of document titles. These are exactly what they say, just the title of all the documents that you serve. So this will make it much easier when you're entering an order into the system to select the documents that will be served. If you don't use some of the document titles that we have loaded in here for you, you could simply highlight them and delete them. If you'd like to change the the size, you can edit that document title, or you can add a new one. You do want to have an abbreviation for that, and we'll hit OK. And now I've added just a new document title to my list of documents so that when I'm entering an order into the system, I have documents to select from. The last piece of maintenance that's important before your first setup and training session is the diligence phrases. So down here you'll see you have two options, status and diligence. So we'll start with the diligence phrases, and your program comes with one diligence phrase already set up in the system called not at home. If I click edit, you'll see here's the full title of that diligence phrase. The full title will be what shows up on your proofs. Another important feature to note is if you would like this diligence phrase to be available as a drop-down option for your servers to select in the WinServe mobile smartphone app application, you would come down here to Server Check-in Website Android app, check this box, and place the drop-down abbreviation here. This only applies if you have included the WinServe mobile module to your program. If I'd like to add a new diligence phrase, I simply hit New. I can add cars in driveway. I can add this to my mobile app if I want to. If not, just leave this blank and we'll hit OK. And now you'll see I have two diligence phrases listed in my program. And that's it for maintain. We'd like for you to have a few of those options that we discussed here today already set up before your first training. And in the next session, we'll walk through a little more detail of all of these setup options so you have a better understanding for how to set up your program or go back to maintenance when these items do apply to your business needs. Thank you for watching.